Hey guys, Jim here. Welcome back. Really appreciate you stopping by. Today I got some recent stuff I've been picking up that I want to share with you guys. Some cards and some other cool stuff. I've just been picking up so much stuff lately and I haven't had time to do videos to share them. But I'm going to share some of this stuff with you today, so I want to jump right in. I've got here a Type 1 photo from 1950. That's Steve O'Neill was the manager of the Red Sox 1950 and 51. And here, George Seuss right here. And so, like I said, this is a press photo. So it says 6:30 Boston, coming into Boston with his Red Sox team having a 7-game winning streak. Manager Steve O'Neill, right, welcomes George Seuss, who joins the coaching staff of the Boston Red Sox. O'Neill, who was a coach for the Sox, became manager when Joe McCarthy resigned. So there's that. O'Neill, he had a pretty good playing career, 17 years. He was a decent player and also a very good manager. He was actually the manager of the 1945 World Series champion Detroit Tigers. So there's that. And then you can see on the back, it just says George Seuss, and it's stamped July 3rd, 1950. Seuss was a player too. He had a pretty unremarkable career. I think he only played like 5 years, 3 with the Red Sox and 2 with the Tigers. And so there's that. And just a fun little piece of trivia about the 1950 Boston Red Sox. They were the last Major League Baseball team to have a 300 or higher team batting average. So I thought that was pretty interesting. So there's that. Then I picked up this photo that's really awesome. Just an awesome looking photo. And this is also a press photo. On the back, this is from 1950 as well. On the back, it's written here, Joe Moorcroft crosses plate for Trenton after home run in the 7th inning. I think that's the 7th inning. Got all kinds of cool stuff here. 18th edition daily, something caught. Monday Evening Sports. It's dated August 7th, 1950. And here again, AM 827. So it says State Softball Championship Tourney, 1950. So that's really wild. And I thought this was just an awesome photo, man. There he is crossing the plate after his home run. Everyone's all excited. Got this kid here. I don't know what he's doing. Maybe the bat boy. Everyone's just gathered around. You can see the umpire standing over here. Got a great crowd for the state softball tourney in 1950. Got this guy over here with a cigarette hanging out of his mouth. And I guess you can see how they had mocked this, where they were going to crop it. I'm not sure how that process was back in 1950, but that's what I'm assuming that was about. Just a really cool photo, man. It got me thinking about, obviously this is a men's softball league. Got me wondering if that type of state tourney even exists. It says Trenton, so I'm assuming that was Trenton, New Jersey. Next up, I got another really cool piece. This is a lobby card, and it's exactly what it says it is. It was from the movie theater lobby. Safe at Home was the movie, and Mickey Mantle and Roger Maris both played roles in that movie, along with Ralph Houck, who at the time was the Yankee manager. And so this is just a really cool piece, man. Copyright 1962, so that's when this was from, and that's when the movie came out. So just like it says, it's a lobby card. It was displayed in the lobby of the movie theater during the time that the movie would have been playing. And this is actually the second lobby card that I own. I have another one right up there. That's my other lobby card, the Babe Ruth, from the Babe Ruth story movie. Got that hanging on the wall. But here, unfortunately, Mantle and Maris do not appear on this card, but we do have some pretty cool people here. This police officer, I don't know who he is, but this guy here is William Frawley. He's most famously known as Fred Mertz on I Love Lucy. And then we have Patricia Barry. She was a very famous actress. She was in at least a dozen movies and scores of TV series and made-for-TV movies, some of which were Columbo, Policewoman, Charlie's Angels, Three's Company, Knots Landing, Murder, She Wrote, Dallas, Quincy M.D., and many, many, many others. Now this gentleman here, this gentleman is Don Collier, and he was an actor. He was in a lot of Western movies, but he is also the gum fighter from the Hubba Bubba gum TV commercials of the late 70s and 80s. So that's really cool.
He's a-coming! He's a-coming! There's gonna be a gunfight!
There's a brand new bubble gum in town named Hubba Bubba. It's soft, juicy, and delicious. Best of all, Hubba Bubba lets you blow great, big, fat bubbles that won't stick to your face.
Big bubbles, no troubles.
Okay, so I got some 8x10 autographs here. Here is Clem Labine. Very, very good pitcher for the Dodgers back in the 50s, member of the 1955 World Series championship team. Clem Labine. This photo has a little damage to it up top there, but that's okay. I only paid $5 for this. Got a nice autograph there right across the chest. And Clem Labine, he was born in Lincoln, Rhode Island, and at a young age moved to Woonsocket, Rhode Island, where he grew up. And Woonsocket, Rhode Island happens to be the city that I was born in, so I have that connection with Clem Labine among some other players as well. Here I have Gaylord Perry. Look at that big, nice, big autograph there for Gaylord Perry. So that's pretty cool. Harmon Killebrew. Nice autograph there, and just a beautiful photo there. Shout out to my Minnesota guys. Stukes, Baseball Cards and Curiosities, and Robert, Commenting Collector. A couple of Killebrew guys. Next up, I picked these felts. Picked these up at an antique shop. The guy sold these real cheap. He had no idea what they were. He called them napkins. I thought that was pretty funny. But I don't really know a heck of a lot about these here. I've obviously seen them before, but they were just so cheap. I couldn't resist to pick them up. And they're from 1914. I know that. And Jefferson Burdick cataloged these as B18s, and I believe the B stands for blanket. So anyway, a lot of people call them felts as well. Here we have Red Murray, New York Giants. Pretty cool. I think these are pretty neat. People would get a bunch of them and they would sew them together, and I guess you could actually make a blanket or a pillowcase or something like that with them. Here we have Max Carey. Max Carey was a really, really good player. He played with the Pittsburgh Pirates, and he was a 10-time stolen base leader in the National League. He had 738 career stolen bases, and he also had 2,665 career base hits, and he was the 1912 National League batting leader with a .320 batting average. So there is Max Carey. That's pretty cool. Larry Doyle. Larry Doyle was also a really good player. He played with the New York Giants, and he was the 1912 National League MVP, which at the time it was called the Chalmers Award. And he was a really good player as well. And last but not least, we have Joe Connolly. Joe Connolly he only had a 4-year Major League Baseball career, all with the Boston Braves. And he was a member of the 1914 World Series champion Braves team. And I mentioned a few minutes ago about Clem Robine being from Woonsocket, Rhode Island, where I was born. Well, one town west of Woonsocket, Rhode Island is North Smithfield, Rhode Island. And that's where Joe Connolly was born and lived his whole life. So that's a pretty cool connection. And Joe Connolly also served on the Rhode Island State Legislature after he retired from his baseball career. Next up, I picked up this cool Sprite bottle cap from 1967. Sprite bottle cap, see the baseball there, and on the inside of it is my guy, Carl Yastrzemski. So that's pretty cool. These bottle caps, like I said, were issued in 1967. They came with Coca-Cola, Fanta, I believe, and Sprite, I believe, and maybe one other. Coca-Cola is the most common that you'll see. Sprite is less common. And this one's actually in pretty good condition. There's a couple of little scuffs on there, but sometimes you see them bent because people, use bottle cap openers to, these weren't twist-offs. You had to use something to pop them off. A lot of times they're bent and, of course, scuffed up, scratched up, so forth. But this one's pretty nice. So there's that. And last but not least for today's show, I've actually got some cards. This next one was influenced by a fellow YouTuber. And there's Bo Jackson, No Cane, Turn Your Back on Crack. Really cool card. On the back it says, Bo knows it's best to turn your back on crack. No statement has ever been truer. So there's Bo Jackson. I want to shout out my friend Dean Goodman in West 238th here on YouTube. Dean showed this card on a recent video, and when I saw that, man, I'm a big Bo Jackson fan to begin with, and I just thought this card was pretty cool. So when I saw Dean show that, I jumped over to eBay real quick and picked myself up not one, but two, because like my friend Andy always says, two is always better than one. So there's the Bo Jackson. Then I picked up some 1970 Kellogg's cards. I love Kellogg's cards, man. When I see them in nice shape, and these are in really nice shape. Here's Rico Petrocelli. There's the back. Dick Allen. These are just great shape, man. No cracks. Only one of these has a crack on it. Look at this one. This one's awesome. Louis Tiant, my guy, 1970 Kellogg's. Backs are just nice and clean on these. Sam McDowell. Again, very nice. And the last one, this is the only one that actually has a crack on it. These are famous for their cracks, but Ron Santo, it's got a little bit of cracking down here. You can see in the corner, but that's okay. Ron Santo's still Hall of Famer. Great card. And to finish up, picked up some Redman cards. These don't have the tabs, but I don't care. They still look beautiful. Larry Doby, Minnie Minoso, and I already have this one, and the one I actually have has a tab on it, so this is a duplicate. And last but not least, this one looks great. Jackie Jensen, man, that yellow really pops on that. What a beautiful card. So that's all I got, guys. I got a bunch of other stuff I'm going to be showing in upcoming videos. Been picking up a ton of Japanese stuff, and I got some non-sports stuff I've been picking up, and just a bunch of stuff I'm going to show in future videos, so stay tuned. But that's all for today. Really appreciate you watching. Talk to you all soon. Bye for now.